Guys, welcome to our functional Kung Fu training. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with some really basic techniques, and I want to show you guys that one difference between Kung Fu or Chinese boxing is that we can use our hands different ways, okay? And so when I say that, I mean things like we can pull somebody, we can trap their arm, there's a lot of ways you can use your hands, okay? And I really like that about Chinese boxing or Kung Fu. When you think of like professional mixed martial arts, you wrap your hands so tight, like you could punch a brick wall and you're not really going to feel it. Your wrist is wrapped, your hands are wrapped. In boxing, of course, or Thai boxing, you have gloves on, your hands and your wrists are wrapped again. But in functional Kung Fu and in real life self-defense, oftentimes it makes more sense to strike someone with different areas of your hands so that you're not always messing up your knuckles or breaking your hands on someone's face, right? And so those are some things that I like about functional Kung Fu. And if you're a martial arts instructor watching this, you can easily implement a lot of these techniques into an existing kickboxing program. That's something that we've done. We do about 15 to 20 minutes of Kung Fu training before our large kickboxing class, and it's been really easy to just implement some of these cool techniques. So we're going to start with just a pull and a punch. So we're here like this, and Eli here, he's got his hands up, and I've got my hands up, and we're getting ready to duke it out, right? But these hands are offering obstructions to me, so when I'm trying to hit him, these hands are kind of in my way, right? So one move I can do is a pull and punch. I can grab his hand, and I can pull and strike. I have a YouTube video where like everybody hates me, where I talked about this, not making a whole lot of sense, but it makes sense in this application, because when I pull his arm and when I twist my hand, like you see in so many karate Kung Fu forms, as I do this, I'm also exposing his elbow, and so I can now strike his elbow. So in a lot of karate Kung Fu, you might see this and then this, and what that motion is a pull and punch, and then here. In a YouTube video, I think maybe I said some negative things about karate Kung Fu, and everybody hates me. I went back, there's like 100,000 comments about how much I suck. But anyways, it's a real technique, the pull and punch. So, and it can come off of a strike. So if, say I try to strike my opponent and he blocks, now to clear that obstruction, pull and punch, right? We can also trap this hand out of the way. So I can trap here and punch. We're not going to do all the Kung Fu terminology, the Chinese terminology, but if you've ever studied like Wing Chun or even Jeet Kune Do, real common, they call this Pak Sao or Pak Da, and this is Lap Sao or Lap Da. That's all the Chinese terminology you're going to get. All right, here. So trap and punch, or I can pull and punch. I can also do an inside trap, where I take this hand here and I like give him a high five, like that. High five, bro, bam, and then I punch him in the face, right? Chinese martial arts like Wing Chun, this is oftentimes referred to as asking hands. You want to try that once, Eli? So you just hit the inside of my hand, and then you can just punch, boom. That time he punched with the rear hand, you can also punch with the lead hand. Boom. All right, so oftentimes that's referred to as asking hands. I can pull from this side here. I can trap from this outside. I can also pull from here, like that, okay? Boom, just like that. It's not as big of a pull, but it kind of disrupts him for a second and allows me to strike him. The first fight that I was ever in when I was in middle school, I was like 12 years old. There was a group of kids watching us. I was like a Taekwondo black belt, and I was fighting a boxer. And I learned something really, really important in that fight. So he had a cigarette, right? And he flung the cigarette at me. So pretend you flung a cigarette. Eli's never smoked. You don't even know. I've never smoked either, but is it like that? I don't know. So he flings the cigarette at me, and I was like this for a second, and then he was like, crack, and he hit me. And then I did a spin kick on him, and then he did a double leg takedown, and then he pounded on me from the ground, and then I started learning jiu-jitsu. But anyways, the thing is that little deflection that he did, that little feint, it made me do this, and he was able to strike me, and I learned a lot from that fight. I learned a lot from that loss, because same thing here. I'm in a fight with someone, this dude's pushing me around, I'm pushing him around, and then boom, there we go, right? I'm throwing him off balance. It's kind of weird, right? I'm knocking the hands out of the way, and it kind of disrupts him for a second, and then I smash him. Let's have Eli try those. So we can do the pull and punch. Oh, that was good. You can pull and punch from this side with your right hand. Oftentimes that comes off of a missed hook. If he throws a hook punch at me and I block, oh, there it is, right? This one, inside trap, boom, there it is. Okay, let's see, we could do the outside trap here. There you go. So these are really easy. So if you are just somebody watching this, it's very easy to practice. If you're a martial arts instructor, these basic techniques are really easy to implement into a class.